Thank you for joining us, everybody. My name is Jordi, and I'm joined with my partner Ricardo here tonight to um, introduce this new concept that we developed in the last few months that we call the $1 million photographer mindset. You know, together we have over like 30 years of business experience, and we just realized over the years that being in a community of like-minded people and like being able to share like amongst each other is really how anything good and meaningful grows. And we just want to share that concept with y'all, and just join each other in like a dialogue. We're here to have a conversation, to share, to I just get perspective on all things photography. We call it the $1 million photographer mindset because you know having a mastermind group is really what leads to like the greatest success in the world. And I just want to introduce Ricardo as well, and then we have one of our students, Sabrina, who's gonna just share a little bit about her journey and everything she got going on. So I hand over to Ricardo, and then we take it from there.
How's everybody doing? So good to see you guys. I just want to go around the room before we get started. And Dantel, is it possible you could turn your camera on?
You see me?
Appreciate it. Brandon, are you able to turn or not?
Yeah, just give me a second.
Yeah, sure. Question. So when you guys hear the $1 million concept, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I mean, what even the mindset? Can you go first, Dontre, when you hear about this? Why you even wanted to show up?
When I think about the $1 million mindset, it's strategy,
Right.
organized mind, like organized type of mindset. Really, that's that's the first thing that come to mind to me. Just to strategize, make sure it's on point,
Right.
to get to that goal, which is the $1 million,
Right.
$1 million pot.
Brendan, what do you think about it? What made you decide to show up? What attracted you to the whole thing?
Kind of like what Dante said, like the $1 million concept idea to me is like, organizing, trying to get my photography business, but also just have like that mindset of trying to take it to the next step. So that's just where I'm at, just trying to get to the next step.
Right. Okay. Sabrina, can you tell a little bit what made you decide to jump on board with us, and just elaborate? What attracted you to the whole thing?
Oh, sure. Hi, everyone. Good evening. So what attracted me for tonight, or just a little bit about myself? I just wanted to clarify.
No, when you hear about it, what struck you to it, and now what you're on board, and just. Right.
Oh, okay, cool. So just like sorry, backtracking. I'm probably overthinking the $1 million mindset. Like, what did I think about that, or just like my background? Sorry.
No, what do you think? Why did you even decide to join us? So, like, what did you hear about the whole program?
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, got you. Thank you. So basically, I wanted to change the game for myself. In the sense that I wanted to get to the next level, and improve and be a better creative and photographer, and wanted to be around like-minded photographers and creators. So I feel like because doing it by myself, it hasn't been working, and it's not working. Only can get me so far with getting some skill sets, but I really wanted to tap into a network and I'm always a student of my craft, and really wanted to be able to like learn from other people and different experiences. So I started photography about 6 years ago. It kind of happened. It happened to me. Not I didn't end up like choosing it. It kind of chose me. So I had was helping out a friend who's a DJ doing gigs, and I was like, you need some professional pictures to promote your business and promote your all your your DJ sets and everything like that. So I just took the initiative and I was like, I'm gonna take pictures, and I ended up buying a secondhand camera from a colleague I used to work with, and it started from there, and it started like really learning as I go, and like it just learning learning all like the fundamentals as I was going along, like YouTube University, I'd call it too as well, and then also photographer friends I had, or just doing my own research, and then it's really like a lot of trial and error. So I was also starting in a not an ideal starting point. Photography was nighttime and nightlife photography, like so learning how to um, use the different modes and manual mode and like aperture and ISO when to use and all of that. So that was like a trial by fire, but and also like learning through those mistakes as well. Some things were like, oh, this happened on accident, but it became something beautiful and in a certain way. So developing my eye in that way, and I started. I'm also an artist myself, so I also wanted to like really tell stories with photography, more so like the perspective of the artist, and kind of really drawing people, and I want to like alert people, want them to like get drawn in, and kind of get this whole story in a picture, and kind of immerse, make them feel like they're there. That's like my personal goal as a photographer, and then also to highlight the best out of someone, to bring out the best in someone, to that also to just see their spirit come shine through a photo when they see themselves in a different light, like probably haven't before. So that's a goal. So I've been doing like different kind of photography, event photography. I was working other photographer. He had a magazine, like he had started. I was actually had was on the other side, behind the lens. I mean, in front of the lens before. Then I had the opportunity to a few months ago actually do some photography for him as well, and just capture different kind of like friends from for lifestyle shoots, and then different events, and artist friends and their performances. So I really wanted to take like my photography craft and business to the next levels. I haven't really been consistent with it too, and I want to be consistent, and I want to have accountability, and to keep someone to keep me accountable, and also help me elevate my craft and bring out the best that I can be. So that's like a little bit about me and my background, and like why I've joined here as well.
Right. Question, Dantel, what's your goal for this year? How much money you want to make in photography?
I want to make enough to pay rent, take care of my bills, really.
Yeah, how much is that a
Like
month?
I'm looking at least about a little over $3,000 a month. About with taking care of everything, yeah, about like a little over $3,000 a month.
And how much you
Like
charge
if I
for per shoot?
for like my hourly rate right now, I'm like
Yeah,
at
yeah.
200, about 200, 250.
So how many shoot you do need to do a week to make that amount?
I don't really like, cause I work like full time at a warehouse, so I work like 12 hours. So I really just like, cause I really don't get bookings like that, but I do pick up like somewhat during like sometimes, cause I have people who that people that have birthdays, or people that have
So
just
right now
just
you're doing
little
event.
small businesses.
So right now you're doing event photography, and you're charging about 250, 250 a shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
And
About
um
like
and
hourly rate.
and also how you recruit clients is based on people that want photographers, but nothing consistent where you can say, okay, Friday you're gonna have a gig. You don't
Correct.
have like a system set up because you're
No,
doing
no.
about 12 hours a day working the other job,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
so we would say your challenge is time and also
Yeah,
having a good
balancing it.
strategy to get clients.
Yeah, but time is just balancing it all. Just actually having the times, because a lot of people be wanting to shoot on the times that I have to work,
Right.
and
So your goal right now for photography about 36,000 a year, which comes about
Yeah.
$3,000 a month,
Yeah.
right? Which breaks
Correct.
down about 740 a week. So that means you need about 3 shoots a week.
Yeah. That's true.
Um,
Gotta
Yannick,
be low.
yeah, I love numbers. It makes sense to me. Yannick, about you, how much you need to generate a year in your business?
Shoot. In a year, I would say, because photography, I'm trying to step into photography as full time. But I also do other creative aspects. I do acting, I do music, I do a lot of like creative work. I would say right now my goal is to see a good 20,000 a year just from this aspect. And so yeah, I'd say 20,000 before I can say maybe I should just focus purely towards this route.
Okay, got it. Brennan?
First off, I apologize. My camera's acting up. I'm
It's all good.
trying
It's all
to get
good.
that taken care of. But like Yannick, I dabble in other creative fields. I do graphic design, photography. I'm getting back into doing video work. Um, to be honest, like right now, I'm working as a deckhand full time, but I want to try to make photography, graphic design my full time job in hopes of starting my own production company in the near future. Something I've always wanted to do. Um, Average wise, like how much I want to make, I'm like numbers and stuff. To be honest, I'm still working it out. I just know, like,
Got it.
I just
All
know.
right.
Sorry.
I don't mean to cut you off, but Brandon, all right. Guys, we're not gonna. Brendan, can you? Something is in the background. I'm not gonna hold you guys for too long. There's a consistency. You can ask Sabrina. We started last meeting the same way. If I could just take one thing, there's about 12 things that I could talk to you guys tonight that could change your business. But the basic, I think, is goal setting. And you hear it all the time in terms of like people saying, oh, you got to set a goal. I think the whole, and everybody I ask this question, first you get like a hiccup. And I think what I've changed about my business is clarity. I know that I need to make about 200K a year, right? And I know that, then I break that down to monthly. And when I have a clear idea how much money I need to make weekly, then I look at who's my clientele, who's gonna pay, and next year or next month, within a year, every 3 months, I wanna go up as a photographer. Who's gonna pay me? If I've made 20K that month, that was that easy. So how can I get a better clientele that's gonna pay more for my service because I'm getting better as a photographer? And all these things, all they require is strategies and awareness. Guys, I'm not gonna tell you anything. If I just apply structure and focus, and everybody on this call today, I guarantee you by the end of the week you'll be making more money than you made last week. Because the first question you gotta know is like, okay, it's like taking from point A to point B. How do you get there? Before we even talk about, in terms of camera exposure, you know what I mean? Like the reason why I said this business so clear, I said to Jordi, I want to prove I want to create a program within 6 to 12 months, but that first month for everybody to be able to afford it. And that first month is focused on how do you build your business and get the clients that's gonna pay you the money that you want to do. That's it. I'm all about it. Okay, how can you be busy as a photographer and make money from it, and that you don't have to have 4 other jobs? And what is the plan for that? And that basic plan is saying, okay, Rick, I need to make 3,000, a month, and that's 740. And who's your clients? You work at parties. What is the marketing? What is the marketing you have right now for party? And you're like, okay, this person is a word of mouth. The last party you done, where have you posted it? How many people has commented on other recommended things? If I just did that without any outside advertising, I guarantee you by next month I can get you 2 or 3 more clients. And all I've done is just focus on what you already have and show you how to multiply it. I think we all in this call, we lack in terms of like clarity, fixed on focus. Who's your clients? And nobody asks for referral. Just a basic thing. Nobody asks for it. You've had a client, they gave you good referral. If I tell you, what's the last 10 clients you worked with last month? Can you name them? Did they give you a review? Do you have a Google page? You know what I mean? Those are basic free stuff that you don't have to pay any money from. If you left this meeting tonight, Sabrina had asked you last week, what was your strategy? How much money you need to make? You have all that information for me today.
Not in its entirety, but I'm like I have a more clear start about where I want to go.
Guys, I'm not, you know, it's funny, you hear it all the time. People tell you, you gotta drink water. We all know water is great for us. We do it. And all I'm gonna do is just create clarity to like, okay, are you setting up the goal? Now that we have a clarity to what you want as goal, where's the clients? And then you can say to me, Rick, I've done A, B, C. If you could tell me 10 clients you work with and they left you reviews and they gave you referral, there is no way why you're not busy next week. Those things are just basic, without even Facebook ads, without you even spending any money. And all those things are free on the internet. And we're just talking about business building. You know what I mean? This is not a cheap program we're running. And I can show you how you don't even have to take any money out of your pocket. If you just did those 3-4 things, you will have money next month to keep buying, and that's where we come in. So we wanted to base this. I've done Facebook ad with Google. I've worked with Facebook. I've worked with a lot of other agencies. First thing you sign up, that's one person. They get you in the door. The next thing that they do is they pass you on to someone else. By the time you already put the strategy, they tell you they want a down payment to set up your whole plan for you, which is $1,200. And then they want information from you to submit. And you're on your second month. And this is all money you're putting out. And I wanted to do something like, how can I be effective? Because I know we're good at what we do. So I wanted the first month to teach people how to make money in photography. You know, because we're that good. Within 4 weeks, we can show you guys how to generate money, how to find your clientele, how to do your marketing. Not even spend anything out of your pocket, based on strategic that are free out there. Referral clients you work with, how to get those clients, marketing, your Instagram, whatever it is. And now that you that first month, you made over 15 or whatever thousand it is, then you can afford next month. How do you keep getting residual income? What's your website? How consistent you been with your Instagram? It's all strategic. So every month, what are you doing continuing ad? What kind of camera you use? What kind of equipment you using? You know, are you following up with those clients? Like, okay, what holidays coming up? Are you guys doing any marketing? Father's Day just passed. Me and Jody made about, what, 28K? And all we did is spend $500 on Facebook ads. And we knew 4 weeks before, we looked online, whatever everybody else was doing, we copy and paste on our thing. And we stood in Central Park, everybody came with their kids, 250. Within 1 hour, we had 22 clients. And we did that for what, 2 weeks every weekend? What, that one, we're not geniuses. We just focus and know what we want. And then we put strategies toward it. And I started out the call, I call everybody out. I'm like, what's your game plan? A lot of times you're not winning because you're not smart, because you're not a good photographer. You never set yourself to even win. You know what I mean? You're not even in the playing field. You know, you're working 12 hours a day and you give, what, 2 hours to the photography and you're like, okay, it doesn't return back. Within that 2 hours, I can show you how to focus. You know what I mean? Everybody's a videographer, I'm an actor, great. But what is your passion? You guys are here time is something I can give you back. Money, you can make money. You guys gave your time. Clearly, you want this, but I don't think you're giving yourself a fair chance. I really because because you're not just doing the basic. And it's funny. I learned Photoshop that way too. I'm an amazing editor, but ask me to size something. I sent it to Jordi. I went at 5x7, and I skipped the line. And sometimes it always come back to bite me in the ass. Like the client's like, yeah, the client wanted 11. I'm like, I never learned that. I just went to chapter 5, how to retouch skin, because that's what clients are paying money for. And sometimes you got to go back to the basic. Just like, I mean, we can have this conversation next week. You can't tell me that you reached out to 5 of your clients you already shot. Hey, I haven't heard from you. Do you know their birthdays? You know. Right now, it's graduation. I don't know. There's Facebook ads. I think it's $10 a day, and they can go name and school and age bracket. You can narrow it down. You tell me it's $10 a day you're spending for 1 week, and there's graduation time. You put up 5 pictures up. You're not gonna make at least 500-600. It's impossible. It's just we're not focused in terms of what we want and strategize in terms of like how to get there. And what I'm doing as a community is not just me interacting. If we got 6 people in this call, we're brainstorming. I think of this idea. I think of this idea. 6 is always better than 1. But there's a vision to what the focus is: generating revenue, building your business, and how to grow it and sustain it. And we're human being. The body does not like pain. Yeah, the first week you're gonna shit. You know what I mean? We're gonna start a YouTube, and Joy's like, you should start talking. I'm like, oh, man, if you go on my Instagram, 2 weeks ago, I started out with here's another thing I'm gonna share with you guys. There's this guy that do a voiceover. And this guy was a homeless in Chicago. He's got a great voice. He started doing. And I'm like, with all those models that I shot from all those agencies, and now I started going back to pictures and videos I did of them. And then I added on the voiceover and I'm editing music. This takes me 5 minutes on a train. And I look at the reviews because people use that replay for other videos and everything. And one of my videos, I think I had like 5K in it, just people using the voiceovers. And all I've done is like, but I'm so focused into like, because we're gonna start this YouTube video. And last week I was shit. And this week I'm like, okay, 5 a.m. my voice sounds better. But in 2-3 weeks, I'm gonna get better. You know what I mean? By the time, but again, it's a focus to like how do you grow your business. It's a small strategy. I'm saying it's not brain science, but it's focus. And I'm gonna leave the table open because I can go on about this because I hear it all the time. I don't, Sabrina came back. I'm talking about one subject here. And that's why the reason I started out the conversation, actually, guys, we should go, without that roadmap, without that vision and strategy to win, there's no way you're going to take it to the next level. I just wanted to hear your feedback on it, Dontel, because you're looking and you're engaging and just what you think, what we just discussed, and do you give into it? Do you not? What do you think?
I give into it. I just write down like pretty much everything he's saying. Uh, Mostly looking like when you ask about like who's my clientele or whatever, mostly it's the aspiring models and business branding, and shoot, that's what I'm really trying to look forward to, like reaching out to them and organizing my stuff monthly with doing my follow-ups on IG, because I really consistency has been my problem with that. Like when it always leads back.
Can I just, tell me if I'm wrong. If I ran a company, I would love for you to handle the book because you're a very detailed guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that could be on until it's like perfect. You don't take the risks. It's almost like you become your own self enemy. And sometimes You can't have it all perfect. Sometimes you got to jump in and you're going to make mistakes. You know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that you should challenge yourself with. Sabrina, I think you're afraid of your own success.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? That's, that's something that you have to within yourself. Because I look at you, you're brilliant, but sometimes you second guess yourself, and it's like you become your own worst enemy. You know.
Yeah, you're reading right through me. It's scary.
Yeah, I think you're an observer. You like to you let everybody else try, and you sit and you watch. You're like, okay, you made that mistake. I'm gonna learn from that. I'm gonna learn from that, and put on my own strategy. And
Absolutely.
I mean, so guys, I work with people all the time. I have a boxing business. I'm in Tribeca. Upstairs is my photography studio. I go to DR all the time for vacation, and I go there on the weekend, and I usually spend like 3-4 grand because I race motorcycles and everything. And one day I'm like, if I come here every weekend, I spend like 3-4K. There's a lot of money for tourists there. Um, I got on what was it? What was that thing? I don't know. I started buying wig. I buy them at $100, and I look at the population, and I spent over 5K buying hair, and whenever I go down, I have a hair business now that doesn't return me. If I buy it for 100, it's like 350. I can sell it back there. So now it becomes a reason for me to go to vacation. You know what I mean? So the reason why I'm saying this is just once you start tapping into this, then everything around you, you start attracting, and the numbers starts making sense. But I think what we have to do in this call on this, and is just start making more mistake, take initiative, but more clearly have a focus to what you want. And if you said to me, Rick, I called 10 of my old clients last week and none of them is done. None of them want to hit, none of them want to refer to me. I will give you a client. Everybody leave on this call, challenge me. So take what we just said, apply it next week. And if you fail, I will give your client to what they would pay for. The strategies do not lie. And it's like once you have that mindset, so all these things in terms of like, and a lot of people say to me, Rick, you love numbers, you're about this. I mean, if you don't have the client, no matter how much passion you be, you can't shoot. So the first base is building your business. And sometimes you're gonna mess up building it, but you're gonna learn and you're gonna do it differently. And sometimes, even right now, 97% are not even trying. So when you get out there to competition, you just notice like there is no competition. That's why people always use the term "you're your own self-enemy," because it's so basic. Once you start understanding the strategies and what it involves and the structure, just to like laser focus. Jordi, you want to jump in 1 second?
Yeah, man.
I feel like I hogged the mic, man.
Man, like damn passion, and like we love that passion, and I think the success is really about doing the simple stuff, like getting your mind ready to get out there to shoot, man. Like as photographers, if you're not shooting every day or as often as possible, is I kind of ask you, like how much do you really want to take it to the next level? And I think it's a simple clarity, like there's nothing complicated about what we're saying, it's doing basic stuff, like today, like this weekend, I had 2 clients that have shot with me like 3 times in the last month. And it's from simple conversations, follow-ups. Hey, how you doing? Oh, oh yeah, we did this last time. What you think about this idea? Oh, I love that idea. Oh, let's do it in 2 weeks, you know? And I think that really from what I've been hearing, like from everybody, I think that with what each of y'all want, if you were able to plug all of that into a system and get structure. All right, I'm working 12 hours a week, but maybe on the weekends I could shoot 4 or 5 times. What does that look like? Like that's like 3 clients a week. Like what does that really look like in your life? You know, Sabrina, you're like bouncing between these different passions. And I think that tying that in into like how all those worlds can collide, because I play in the commercial space, so I'm heavy into building on partnerships with brands, and so that way every month there's like 2 3 partners that I have that we're circulating business among each other, and that's a part of my system, so like within that we're talking with each other, attending events, bouncing ideas, sharing ideas, and doing everything like that. And I think that nothing that we'll teach you is complicated, but I think the big factor in it all is the accountability. And at first, you got to have that accountability with yourself. But at first, I think what gave me ultra clarity is when I learned the power of setting goals. And the first goal for me that changed everything was how much money do I want per year? And what lifestyle do I want? And how do I see me conducting business and doing shoots and creating art and connecting with photographers? Like all of this is by design, and I think that once you could get that idea that you make the decision to be where you want to be, do you want $50,000 a year or do you want $100,000 a year? And then, as simple as this, how much money is that per month? And then when you get that number per month, how much is it per week? And then you know how much clients you need. And then you get to work. And it gives you so much clarity. And it's so basic. And it's so easy to overlook, but I think once you tap into that and get the consistency ball rolling, your whole life is gonna change. Because all of us had
The
an answer, I think, you know?
question, guys, next time we're on the call, let's try to avoid 250, 300 mark. I think it's selling a little too low. The mindset. I mean, I think I shan't. I think your base should be about 400, and then you can help negotiate. So maybe 250. You start at 5, and I think sometimes it reflect on yourself because you think and what I mean by that is you don't see yourself as a 500. You can always what I always tell clients something I was when clients tell me what's your price, I said to them last week I shot this wedding at 6K, but I love the idea of what you're trying to do. And I want to be part of it. What's your base? What are you budgeting for the shoot? What do you want? His clients always tell me, okay, what's your price? I said to him, I do better than that. What do you want? Are you thinking about having me there for 5 hours? Would you like for me to edit the pictures? Also, you're thinking about, and then they're like, I didn't think about it that far. What I'm doing is showing them, you do want prints. You do want retouch. You do want me there a certain amount of time. Because all they're thinking is, they'll use words like, I just need like 1 or 2 pictures. That's saying I would like to open a negotiation conversation. You know what I mean? But I don't want to undermine your creativity as an artist. I don't want to come across cheap. And I realize that photography can be expensive without them even saying it. So then I said to them, okay, it's like I said, but these are things that you want. You want retouch. You want me to be there a certain amount of time. So, and then we sums up everything in terms of what they should need. And then I said, okay, are we looking at budgeting anywhere between 1,500? And then like, because they have, so it's almost I think for my clients, and then I think about all the problems they have above coming up. And then, that's how I negotiate a lot of the shoot. But if you start at 250, they're gonna negotiate you down to 150. Because they're like, okay, so he's at 250, then whatever number they are, people always want to break, it's a sell. They feel good. It's almost like I've achieved something. So I would start out on, I wouldn't say I'm gonna do it for a few. I said, okay, last week I shot the event, it was 650, and I stayed there about 8 hours. I stayed about 6, but they wanted prints, they wanted this. But what do you want? They're saying, okay, this guy's not cheap, but they also got a lot of stuff there. So it opened the conversation. Because if you just tell them, okay, it's 500, like, oh no, it's too expensive. So he said to them, the event that I've had was 600, here's what they got. But I want to know what you want so we could find a bridge, so, a number that fits to both of us. And also, can you tell me how many event planners or event planners that you've reached out? Like, do you have 10 off the top of your head that you could,
Event planners?
or 5?
No, can't
Do
even
me a
tell you
favor.
about.
Can you look for 10? And I just want you to
Look.
send them simple email like, listen, let me know your next event. I'll come in and shoot it for you for free for an hour. And that way you kind of see what I do, and then I'll send you pictures.
Gotcha.
And what you don't look for the client, look for the venue. So when people come and rent that venue, they're like, we got a guy, and here's his pictures. Right? So now the venue's working for you, but you've given them your time. So now you don't have to spend 12 hours because you're at work. You want to set a mastermind group together. You know what I mean? Oh, Until did that for us for free the last time. And now we can market. Oh, you call them up. You have a beautiful venue. I would love to come in and shoot it for you for free, and you can have the pictures. All I ask, if you have clients that comes in and want the event, you recommend us. And you can use the pictures to market your stuff. Then it's like you're not asking, you're giving, and it's an exchange. Right? Mm-hmm. So now anybody comes in, because you don't have the leisure of time. So now they're gonna market for you. And everybody wins. And all you've done is give them, let me know when you guys open at daytime. I'll come in with my lights, I'll shoot it for you. I'm sure you have clientele that, that want to see the venue. I'm a photographer, I'm in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, especially those Jewish places, by now they got to support you use that line also. Like, you see what I've done? It's not so much that I do it so much, so I get good at it in terms of strategy thinking. You know what I mean? Like, that's one niche. If I was at an event, that I would do. And the seasons too. You can even reach out to the schools. Listen, I know it's graduation. I'm a photographer. Here's some of my shot. Even if you have friends. Listen, let me take a couple of shots that we have example of the pictures. I'm fairly priced. I'm also a student myself. I don't know what the hell you guys say. I'd love to,
Right.
So, but don't go for individual. There's so much work. Go for the venue that features the individual. So now they work for you because you don't have leisure time. All right. So that could be one approach to it. Right.
Right. Correct.
Right. But you gotta take action. You don't wait until you got perfectly 10. Then like just call them. And they're gonna get hangouts like boom, boom, call 20 because you're gonna get hang up on 10. You put 1 week ahead of time. Next week you cannot tell me you didn't get one client. And when I say, okay, you made that money, but it's on us for us to teach you next 6 months, what are you gonna say? Yes. Because I just show you how to do it. You know what I mean? Like anybody in this call, like, okay, Rick, I want to join your program. I can tell you how to make the money pay for it without even you spending the money out of your pocket. I mean, and that's like, and I'm all about making 10 of me. What's going on, Yannick? Come on, man. Tell me what's your plan? What's your plan next week?
A great observer.
My plan right now, I'm kind of in a pickle because I'm not in New York City right now. I'm back home in Maryland because my mom is going for surgery in a couple of weeks. So I'm coming back down to help her for a little bit. But I'm doing shoots while I'm here. I set up a studio in the living room because she can't really walk
You
around.
know, you remind me of Jordan. You know that model called Jordan?
Not called Jordan.
Jordan? What's Jordan's last name?
Jordan Blake.
Dang. Yeah,
Jordan
that's what I'm
Blake.
about to say. Jordan Blake. I know Jordan. I
Jordan
know.
Blake.
Jordan Blake having a
I took Jordan from he just got off the bus. He stayed with me. I that
Dope.
like that was handmade. This man is the man right
Oh, 100%. I always got my hands.
now. Like that man is the man right now.
Absolutely.
Jordan's like, and it's
Like his
funny.
work.
He came up. You know, your vibe remind me of Jordan. Same concept. And now he shoots out his living room right now. He does self portraits.
Yeah. Oh,
You know
yeah.
how much you know how much he
He
charges
self-portraits.
for to get out of his house? At least $850.
Oof. I wish.
My Jordan's first camera was my Mark III.
Oh, nice.
You
Nice.
know what I mean? Like
Forefront.
it's just strategies. It's nothing like it's just strategies.
Mhm.
I say Jordan's probably one of the best salesmen. Like he's nasty with it. His marketing is top notch.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And he has a branding that's just And so when the minute he told me you're back home, I'm like, oh, Jordan, that kind of yeah, kind of like that same route.
Absolutely.
You want to talk about a strategy how to make money while you're back home helping your mom?
So I know a lot of people down here. I grew up in this area, so I know a lot of people that want to get into the same kind of element that I'm in New York. A lot of people want headshots. A lot of people want to get into like graduation pictures. I've done 3 graduation shoots since I've been back. I have a couple of headshots later this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then I'm going back up to New York City to do like just a massive day for everybody that wanted to get me during the summer months in New York City on July
Look at you.
22nd.
Look like you just got some spark, man. Like you woke up. You like like you're feeling it. Okay. I love that.
So
Your
yeah,
tone of voice is up in hype. Like, all right, let's
Huh?
get this. All
The
right.
energy's up.
Right?
absolutely.
Is it funny the power energy?
Absolutely.
You know
Whenever I
what I
get
mean?
energy, it's
Like,
my passion.
okay.
So yeah, I'm doing that right now. I'm trying to see what my plan is for the rest of my summer because I had a full plan for my summer where I was gonna be in Maryland for the month of June. It was gonna be in Miami for the month of July, and I was gonna go spend some time out in London in August. But all of that kind of got switched around because a whole bunch
I
of
mean,
things
come
happened.
first,
Then
right?
my mom, of course, is preparing for surgery, so I'm back here. I'll probably be back here till probably about the middle of July. But I'm still trying to plan out my shoots, still trying to make that money, especially because I'm paying for school right now. I'm paying for housing up in New York and just trying to accommodate all of that with ever changing schedule. So my plan right now truly is to first focus on education, of course, because I don't have a mentor truly, at least. I have many different people that have been in this business for many years, but nobody that I would truly like come and talk to about like something that I might be confused about. Truly, I was fiddling around with my grandpa's camera like 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like,
All right, when we get off this call, get my number from Jordy. I have this guy I'm gonna send you a link to.
absolutely.
I'll solve your whole problem.
100%. I absolutely appreciate it.
So that we'll talk a little bit more for you. And the link, just watch this guy. And it's just like, you know. Brandon, are you there? Okay, Brandon, camera's off. So guys, to sum it all up, what do you guys think? Can we do this? I mean, like, not me. We just brainstormed together and came up with a system.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds possible to me. I just gotta apply myself, like you said, and get out there, take that risk, take that risk. That's pretty much
Just
what I
do the
gotta do.
strategy for a week.
Yeah,
Just do the strategy for a week, and then you know,
gotcha.
all right. I just love to watch the brainstorm. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, but that's what I said. It's not impossible. It's just looking at it from a different elements. And then sometimes when you're trying to brainstorm it by yourself, it's a little bit harder. Um, I get more out of this than you guys because it forces me to look at everything from a point of how can I make that information easy for you guys to understand. And you know that show, what is it? Shark. They won't take anybody unless your business is striving. And I always sit there and the fact that I'm there is trying to get my shit together. And everybody they pick is like, tell us your business strategy last year. Or you making this, where invest your money. And I'm like, if I ever done that, it's like, how do you take the people that are confused, that don't have it? That's the whole point of helping. And then when you do that, as when I challenge myself, I can say right now, my business has gone triple better because I look at it from a teaching point of view rather than I'm gonna just work. You know what I mean? Like what I just said to you in terms of, how many vendors, why would I not apply that for my business? And I've done it so much, I've gotten complacent. So everybody here is getting something. I'm waking up, you're waking up. And the only thing that can stop us right now is applying it. And we've done nothing but just had an hour conversation and just exchange information. And what we've done is create more awareness and just shook ourselves in a way mentally, I mean, so I know that I'm here, but I'm talking to myself. I'm waking my own self up and I'm seeing the changes. And I hope you guys take what's here and just apply it. Sometimes just test it out. And I always said, if I was in your shoes, would I be inspired? You know what I'm saying? Would I wanna, and I think that's what makes it effective. You know what I mean? And then sometimes because I didn't want to be one of those sort of car salesmen, because the business is so beautiful, you don't have to sell it. And you just have to get factuals. And for people like, yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, man, I gotta go. Anyways, I gotta go, man. But it's a beautiful thing. I definitely want to work with you guys. Follow my Instagram too. And
I drop it in the chat for them.
yeah, and you can kind of see what I was talking about too. And the YouTube's gonna be sick. And you know how sometimes now, I bet if you look at a photographer, if you look at, you're gonna have a different, sometimes you see the picture, now you want to know what's behind it. What's the lighting like? What's the, I just wish that I sparked that shit in your mind. You know what I mean? Like, one of my favorite guys, if you guys do not, Tuesdays at 12 o'clock, listen to Billie Jean. It's free. And it's the best shit you ever done in your life. Tuesdays at 12 o'clock, Billie Jean. Every Tuesday for the last 5 years. You leave that chair pumped up. He does this. And Bob Proctor is a big mentor of mine. But so many. There's a great book you guys should pick up, Psycho-Cybernetic. And it's funny, it's not even talking about photography, it's not even talking about business. It's about where it goes into self, how you see yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I sent his Coleman, I hit 250. I'm like, what? Shit. No, you know what I mean? And his brothers like me, you know what I'm saying? I have these meetings with these guys from the Hampton. They're talking about, I want to make the 3,500 clients. And so it's almost like we've been chained mentally, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that shit irks me, you know what I'm saying? Because personally, and we have to just start checking ourselves a little bit. And I would love to, you know what I mean? I don't want to hit 250. Please don't come to this court and talk 50. Rick, I need to make 1,500. I need 2 clients to make that $3,000 a month. And how you gonna get me to do that? You know what I'm saying? You have to get 5, 6 clients, and those clients are not coming back. They're only paying $250. Oh my God! And they want so much fucking editing. They want everything for free. The guy is paying $1,500. He's like, is there a fee for retouching? Yeah, there is. I'm not a retoucher. I send it out to Asia. And he charged 15. No, they charge 5. So I make an extra $10 on that. So $1,500 shoot, and I made another 300 for editing. I sent it out, and it's to her by Friday. I'm sorry, man. I'm getting all hyped up right now. Let's talk. All right, guys. It's been real. I gotta go. I got my son. Appreciate you, man. I mean, I learned more from this than you guys do. And thank you for giving me your time, because that's one thing I can't give you guys back. Time, man. That shit's so important. You know, it's funny,
Appreciate that.
like, you know, as I get older, I understand like how important time is, man. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you, man. But like, let's start thinking bigger. All right. Good night. Peace.
You.